Hey people,
Hello, hello.
Scott and Faye again with the Losing Vago. Coming back to saying, hey, first off, um, Extreme Official S10 has changed the name of their channel to Extreme Official. And, yo, brother, I just want to say, yeah, I'm going to miss out on getting to see that truck in real life. And that's a shame because you did some damn good work on that truck, brother. But, yo, whether your channel's about an S10 or not, I don't give a crap. You do some damn good work, brother, and I'm in for it. I'm going to be watching. I don't care if it's a Honda friggin' whatever. I'll watch it. I'm in. You do some damn good work, man. I like how you roll. So, Extreme Official. Let's see if we can get some extra views going over their way. How about it, people? Let's see what we can do here. Show him some love. Show him some support, man. He's a good dude. Anyway, getting back on to our stuff. For one, hi everybody. Hi. How y'all doing tonight? We doing all right. Clowning around. Yeah, same as usual. You know. Sorry there's a roll of paper towel staring down at you like the barrel of a gun. I'm sorry. I'll point that somewhere else. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway. So I haven't thought about what to make this video about. I keep just like starting them on her, and because it annoys her, and like I gotta have fun, you know. So like, I like to just pop a video up like this, because I'm a little mischievous sometimes. Can't help myself.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Anyway, what would you like to talk about, madame?
I don't know.
Well, not going to talk about the Oscars, because we don't watch that shit anyway. Although I saw that whole thing about like that gross blonde and Wanda Sykes and some other chick. I have no idea who she was either. They're all like sitting there doing the gay thing at Florida. Like, that's just stupidity. That is just straight stupidity. Like, I'm going to try to not be all political or anything, but come on now. Like, yeah, there's a bill in Florida that doesn't want teachers like discussing, inappropriate shit with kids. It has nothing to do with whether or not to say gay or not. Doesn't mention that in the bill anywhere. It's just a leftist talking point.
Yeah.
And every leftist talking point is full of shit. So, there's that. So, anyway, love you guys. Whether you're left or right, I don't care. Like, I really don't. I tend to fall more on the right side of things.
As do I.
It's just the way it is. Like, the mainstream news, I stopped listening to them back when I was like 14 fucking years old. Like, it was all bullshit then. It hasn't gotten any better. They're all full of shit now. Like, the only thing that's changed is, like, it's become more apparent now. The fact that, like, there's so many people out there that are still blind to that. Like, come on, people. I only got one good eye, and it's only half good. And, like, I can see through that bullshit. Like, pretty much every single thing that the mainstream media has claimed over the last, like, 6 friggin' years has been nothing but BS. And every time it gets proven to be BS, they move on to the next thing. No apologies for being wrong as fuck. No, like, no nothing. It's just, okay, on to the next thing. Like, the last 8 things didn't just happen. And they were wrong on every one of them. Now they're going on to the next thing. Like, they're absolutely fucking right. And you're going to fall for that? Like, come on. If this was a friend of yours, and your friend was wrong 3 times in a row, you would pump the brakes for a minute and be like, yo, bro, before you make a suggestion, think about it. Because you've been wrong the last 3 times. Like, so before you even speak, think it out. Like, you would definitely demand that of anybody talking to you directly. So a jackass on the other side of a boob tube box, you should really, really kind of put them under a little bit more scrutiny. Now, I realize that I'm one of them jackasses on the other side of a boob tube box. I'm that guy. You should question everything I say. Like, with a magnifying glass, an encyclopedia, like 2 bloodhounds, and like a team of private investigators behind that. Don't trust me, I'm just a guy. Okay? That being said, what do you think the suits are? They're just guys. They're just friggin' people. They're going to have opinions and they're going to have their own thoughts, whether they express them or not. And their job isn't to tell you the truth. Their job is to read whatever the hell is handed to them. That's their job. Their job is to make their corporate sponsors happy. It's not about, like, true investigation or, like, telling you the truth. They don't give a jack shit about the truth. Anyway, I did exactly what I said I wouldn't do. Get a little political on you. Like I said, don't trust me. Anyway, so how about another story time?
Sure.
What should I tell?
I don't know. You have lots of good stories.
Yeah, but I need a filter. So you need to be that filter. Because if you just let me go rogue, I'm going to go rogue.
I'm not sure.
Alright, so back when I was 16, I'm gonna have to like feather through this story a bit, cause I don't know how much I can get away with. So me and my buddy stole a car, and no, I'm just kidding. So mostly, me and my buddy Rudy. I was 16. Rudy's 18 at the time, and Rudy had this little blue piece of crap car, and technically it was his grandmother's. So technically, I guess we stole that car because we went way out of state. We were sitting around, and a buddy of ours had moved to New York, and me and Rudy were in a band at the time, and we had just got done kicking out this one guitar player because we couldn't stand him. He was a great guitar player. We just couldn't stand him. So we told him, that, hey, you're a great guitar player and all that, and like you got skill. We just don't like you. So like this ain't gonna work out. Like you gotta go. He didn't want to go. So we're like, all right, well, no, we're serious. You're out of the band. Like you need to like gather up your stuff and move on. And he didn't want to gather up his stuff. He refused to take us seriously. So we're like, all right, how do you kick somebody out if you've already kicked them out and they just won't go? Like, so he's like, all right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow for practice. Me and Rudy are sitting there like looking at each other like, this motherfucker's serious. Like, he just will not take no for a friggin' answer. Like, he won't just take, like, dude, we are officially kicked you out because we don't like being around you. Like how more plain and blunt could you possibly get than that? Like, we weren't trying to be a-holes about it, but at the same time, it was like, we had gotten to that point. We were ready to be a-holes about it because we were done. We were fed up with this friggin' cat. So, the next day, me and Rudy are like, you know what? Screw this. We just took all of his shit and we stuck it out on the friggin' front porch. Closed the door, closed all the curtains, shut it down. Like, called up to his house and said, yo, when you get here, just pick your shit up and go. Because there ain't no practice today. He got there. He stayed out there for like 2 friggin' hours knocking on that door. Me and Rudy were sitting on the other side of that door laughing the whole time. Like, this isn't really happening. Like, he's not really just sitting out here just knocking on the door like this. Not friggin' like, not listening to us. He's like, nope, I'm still in the band. Nope, I'm still in the band. Like, no, bro, you're not. Like, get the frick out of here.
No, you're not. Get a leave.
So
we
anyway,
don't want you here.
So he finally ends up packing his crap up and friggin' leaving. And me and Rudy are sitting there like, good grief, man. Like, you can't be friggin' serious, you know? Well, he ended up being a bit of a stalker. So he kept, like, showed up everywhere me and Rudy went. So me and Rudy got to that point where we were like, you know what? Screw it. If he wants to follow us, like, let him. And we're sitting around and we're like, what can we get into? What can we go do where, like, you know, we're not going to be bothered or friggin' chased around or harassed or anything. And we were like, you know what? Our buddy Jay moved up to New York. Why don't we go friggin' see Jay? Why don't we just go pop in on him? Rudy's like, are you serious? Like, dude. Yeah, you're serious. So we decided right then and there. 5 minutes later, we were on a friggin' road, just heading up to New York. We had no address. We had no nothing. We called up Jay. Said, yo, we're coming to see you. He's like, what? So, he was working a gig that night for Biohazard and some other bands. So I was like, alright, we'll come up. Come check out the Biohazard show and, you know, whatever else. Cool. We're on our way. So we head up there. We try to head up there. And, you know, we get to the general area. We walk into this little, like, convenience store. And here's me and Rudy. I'm 16, he's 18. We didn't get permission to leave Delaware from our parents or anything else. We didn't get permission to use the car or anything else. So we're basically two teenagers in a friggin' stolen car. You know, way out of state. We walk into this convenience store, and we get about halfway into the store when we notice there is nobody in there, and there's just blood all over the floor. And I mean a lot. I mean, it goes from one end of the building to the very far other end of the building. It's just a trail. Me and Rudy just stopped dead in our tracks, and we're like, okay, something not good has just transpired here. We don't know when. We don't know how or why. But our little butts cannot be here when the cops get here. Because we can't explain why we're here. And we can't explain the vehicle that's out in the friggin' parking lot. We gotta go. We looked around real quick to see if there was anybody that needed help. There was no one in the store. Like, this was an empty store. All the lights are on. It's bright friggin' white in this place. It's just all bright white and blood trail. We're like, yeah, we gotta go. So we hop in the friggin' car. We make it to where Jay was telling us that we needed to end up, which was this club called the World Stage. So we get there. There ain't no Jay. There ain't no Biohazard show. There ain't no hardcore show of any kind going on. There was this hair metal band called Trickster. And they were filming a video that night. So me and Rudy go up and we start talking to a couple of the bouncers to see, like, yo, what's going on? Like, we were told that there was a Biohazard show here, and, like, we're supposed to be hooking up with a couple of people from, like, the crew. And they're like, yeah, that got canceled. And we're like, we just talked to them, like, 3-4 hours ago. Like, when did it get canceled? He was like, I don't know, days ago. We're like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this doesn't make no sense. Because, like, we just talked to him on the way up here. Like, well, the show wasn't canceled. It was just moved to a different venue. Come to find out. But me and Rudy were sitting there talking to the bouncers and whatnot and trying to figure out, like, where we're supposed to be at. And the owner of the World Stage came out and started talking to us. So we started talking to him. And he ended up, like, just being a really freaking cool dude. He was like, drinks are on the house. We were invited to just hang out and be part of the VIP crew. So it was like, yeah, might as well, you know? Because it was a hair metal band and there were a lot of cuties. There were just cuties everywhere. It was like 70% of that crowd was just all little hotties. So me and Rudy weren't really,
Big on leaving?
yeah, we weren't really put out by, like, the Biohazard show not being there. Like, it was kind of, like, weird because, like, yeah, there was a band, but they played the same song like 20 friggin' times because they were shooting the video for it, you know? So it was like, every time you turned around, the same song came back on. Like, it was so weird. It was like, okay, so this is how you're shooting a video? Just playing it over and over and over and over and over again? Okay.
Apparently, yeah.
So, we ended up meeting a couple of ladies.
Not yet.
And, yeah, so Rudy got crabs. I got a yeast infection. He kept calling me Wonder Bread, and I kept calling him Old Bay. So, we ended up leaving, you know. We went and hung out with the girls for a little bit, and then we went back to Jay's apartment. Found Jay's apartment. Still no Jay. So we had nothing to, like, leave a note with. So what we did have was some toothpaste. So we wrote on the friggin' glass door to his apartment building a note to Jay in toothpaste. Jay, we went to the club. You weren't there. We're sleeping in Rudy's car. Come find us. And I took up the whole damn door because we're, you know, a couple of little smart asses, and we didn't care that we were writing on the door.
At least it was in a toothpaste,
It was
so
toothpaste.
it could wash
Yeah,
off.
it's not like it was marker or anything.
Yeah.
Besides, it was minty, so it smelled good. It's the best that freaking apartment building has smelled in years. Believe me. So
That's pretty bad.
me and Rudy half passed out in the friggin' car. Next thing we know, bang, 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 bang. Scared the crap out of us, you know. We jump up, and it's friggin' Jay. And he's like, what are you guys doing? Waiting on you. He's like, all right, well, come on, man, we gotta go. Okay. Where? Going to an after party. Okay. So, he stopped at his apartment just so he could run up and grab something. As soon as he came back out, we were following him off to this after party for, you know, Biohazard and some other bands. So we get to this party, And, like, we had already, like, demo taped the owner from the World Stage, who was like, you know, cool, I'll check this out when I get a chance. And we're like, yeah, sure you will. You know. Which is funny because he actually did check it out and came and found us like 3 days later. Which is pretty impressive because, like, how do you find two teenagers that are from Delaware in New York? Like, how do you even do that? I'm not sure. But he did it. Like, he found us.
A whole bunch of little
I'm
teenagers.
not even sure how. But anyway, we end up at this friggin' after party for Biohazard. And if you don't know who they are, they're a hardcore New York band. All like rough and tumble kinda, you know, a bunch of hard asses. And everybody that hangs out with them are a bunch of hard asses. And we get there, and we're hanging out, everything's fine. You know, we're there for a good hour, hour and a half. Everything's fucking fine. You know, we're getting along with everybody. Everything's going good. And then somebody asked Rudy, you know, where were you guys tonight? Because I don't remember seeing you at the show. Rudy was like, oh yeah, well, that's because we were over at the Trickster show at the video shoot. And, like, I could hear this from across the party, and I'm like, no, don't say that. Like, next thing you know, we're being thrown out of the front of the friggin' apartment, out onto the frickin', like, sidewalk. Like, literally thrown. Like, wah! Thrown out of this fucking place. Because we're at some, like, chick band friggin' show earlier on. That was all Jay's fault in the first place for sending us to the wrong place. Anyway. So yeah, after we do our best aerial acrobatic impression, like, and no, we weren't about to go like try to fight anybody. It was like an entire party full of like big ass bikers and like a bunch of hard asses that just the whole place turned on us as soon as like Rudy said that we went to the Trickster show instead. Like, I don't know what you were thinking, bro. Love you, Rudy. But there wasn't much thought put into that one. So, we ended up staying at Jay's place for a couple of weeks. Because we were flat broke. We had no means to get up there in the first place, man. We went up there just on a whim. We took no money with us. We didn't gas up the car. We didn't do jack shit. So we don't plan. You know, you just go. You just do. You know?
Sometimes that's the fun part.
Yeah.
It always ends up fun when you don't plan. You just get up and go somewhere.
Yeah. So, we're up there. And we ended up taking this job at this farmer's market, working for Jay's mom at this pickle stand, selling pickles. And yeah, our slogan was, our pickles make you sexy.
Pickles make you sexy.
Dude, that's what was on the friggin' sign. I don't know why it said that, but there was this really pervy looking pickle on that sign, sitting there like dangling a pickle at you. Like, it was the weirdest thing.
Dangling a pickle at you? Our pickles make you sexy.
It was the most suggestive pickle sign that you can imagine. Like,
oh, wow.
it was ridiculous. But the owner of the World Stage ended up coming and finding us there. And he liked our friggin' demo, and he offered us a gig. And, okay, that's how we got our first New York gig. Still didn't end up doing the gig, because we screwed that all up, too. But that's New York Part 1. New York Part 2 will be going up here in a minute, because there's just way too much in that story just to try to make it one video. So, love you guys, and see you in a minute. Or a few. We'll see. You'll see us. People will be seen. Alright. Peace, and later.
Later.